be here after, this particular season with the Riveters and what it was like to be chosen?
Obviously, it's a huge honor. I think honor is a great way to describe it. It's also just an incredible experience. Be here with the most talented players in the league is just an amazing thing. You look to your left and to your right, and you see great people, great players, and who have a long laundry list of accomplishments. And it's a great thing to be sharing nights with them.
One of the few Canadians here holding it down for Canada. How's that feel?
I mean, it's good, it's great, and I think it speaks volume also to the league that you're able to have the international players here representing obviously the two countries is great, and it's always nice to have the little Canadian pride there.
I asked Blake this question yesterday because she won hardest shot. She had the 87 miles per hour slap shot, and I asked her what tips she had for all the young fans out there wanting to perfect their slap shot.
Practice makes perfect. Just sitting there growing up with your net in the driveway and just repetition, shot after shot after shot. Clearly, Blake absolutely crushed that puck. So she might have a couple more tips than me.
I asked some of the players yesterday, and it was a pretty good atmosphere just for the skills competition, and obviously today's sold out. Being in a market like Pittsburgh where there's no team, what's that mean to you guys as players to come out and just see an absolutely electric and positive atmosphere in a place like this?
Yeah, I think it's great. Definitely speaks volume that women's hockey, female hockey is not just in the Northeast, but it's also right across the nation. Something that's spreading like wildfire right now, and you see kind of potential growth opportunities for the league. As a player, playing here right now is phenomenal. I'd love to see a team here, see what happens, but it definitely speaks to that there's a nice flicker of hope in this area for potential growth.
What do you think of a night like this, especially in a new market? How is it going to help develop the league and help it grow moving forward?
Yeah, I think it's great. Even within the New York State area, we talk to people and we're like, oh, we played professional women's hockey, and they're like, oh, I don't even know there's a league. So being able to really grow that league, grow that name, grow that brand, and to players into places that aren't just like key market areas. That's super important for the league and something that's going to help it survive and thrive.
I saw a bunch of girls, just young hockey girls, getting really excited yesterday. What would something like this have meant to you if you were their age and there was like a women's league?
It would be huge. I'll never forget watching for the 2002 Olympics, Team USA versus Team Canada exhibition game. It was definitely the moment where my love for hockey grew tenfold. So for there to be more moments like that, not just every 4 years, but every year, every weekend, I think that's a great thing for the game.
When you're looking at cities, when you travel or when you're playing at home, what type of things do you look for to really build a program and atmosphere that really helps the league like this?
I think probably the biggest thing is just commitment and love for the game. All of us here obviously love the game tons, and we want it to grow, and we want to inspire future generations just like we were inspired. So as long as that core value is at the heart, I think we can succeed anywhere.
Got two for you. One is, this is Hockey is for Everyone month, so when you hear that, what does that mean to you?
I mean, it's great. Obviously, hockey is something that, again, should be for everyone, doesn't matter. Any sort of ism doesn't matter at that point. Doesn't matter, skin color, sexuality, anything like that. Hockey is for everyone. When we're on the ice, we're all players. There's a lot of respect for everyone. That's phenomenal. And again, this is why it's one of the greatest sports. It's just because you can play. Anyone can play. Everyone can play at any given time.
And then the second is thinking about after this All-Star break, going back to the Riveters. What is something like this give the team going into that final sprint to the playoffs?
Well, I think first of all, this is fun. It's a lot of fun, and when we get back, it's definitely a lot of the nose to the grind. Really focusing on the Isabel Cup. So it's just a nice kind of break to showcase things like how fast Russo is. We all know that. Washing her hair when we're out of practice. But so it's good. So we can all get good laughs, or Fitzy over there having half of her equipment on. So it's a nice thing to bring back to the locker room. Everybody just having a good time. And for the girls who aren't here, they're all cheering for us and just kind of brings our team closer.
How would you compare what you've seen for women's hockey in America to what kind of the following's like in Canada?
I don't think I'm in Canada enough to know.
Okay.
Yeah, so after college I pretty well stayed in the U.S.
Mhm.
I could go back for your holidays and that's about it. So I wish I knew the answer to that better.
Team Kessel starts the day with a 3-2 lead. How do you guys on Team Stedman battle back from that?
Just play. So it's always coming in with a point down or a goal down. It's a long game.
What are you expecting the game to be like today? I mean, when we see all-star games at different levels of hockey, sometimes there's not a lot of back checking, but in a small league where a lot of the players know each other, are you expecting maybe a little bit more intensity?
Yeah, I think so. I hope so. I'm sure it's going to be fast. Again, when you have the top players together, it's going to be fast. And I think everybody wants to do well, especially when you're playing against your friends. You want to make sure that you don't get dangled too badly on the other side. So I know when Kessel comes down, I definitely won't be letting up at all.
Speaking to that, like piggybacking off of it, with games like this, especially in a new market and seeing exactly the kind of exposure you're getting, do you have a little bit of an edge, or do you kind of think about that when you're on the ice, or is it really just pure fun?
It's hockey. It's fun. When you're on the ice, there's you're just worried about doing your job.
Yeah.
Or at least for me, that's kind of all that I'm really focused on. So yes, that's pretty well it. But I'm sure today will be interesting with the sold out crowd and nice numbers out there.
Any other questions?